Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hey everyone, checking SPY IWM QQQ daily weekly time frame. So the SPY bulls showed up in force today, and a complete reversal in terms of where momentum was heading with the close down at the low last week. And the bulls showing up and controlling most of the day today. What stands out to me is volume. I use volume as what I call a prove-it indicator, where on moves to the upside, we look to the volume to indicate whether or not we have strength. We see back here in February, the bulls broke out, and we saw increasing bull volume on the way up. Look back here at the end of March. We saw the bulls, after the dump, trying to make a bounce. Looked like everything was going to be fine. It was on decreasing bull volume. That was the top of the bull move, and then we pulled back for the next 2 weeks, seeing the bears in further control comparatively to the bulls after that move. So here we are looking at the volume for the bears on Wednesday and Thursday of last week, and we're comparing it to the bull volume, and it's just not proving to me that the bulls have the momentum to change this trend. And by the trend, I'm referring to the last 5-6 weeks of lower highs and lower lows. So the bulls would have to break 237.39 to break the lower high pattern. We do have a higher low in place right now compared to 231.61. We got that higher low at 232.51. Now the bulls have to break 237.39 to reverse the lower high, lower low pattern. So the weekly time frame, we lost the exponential moving average supports for the first time since the election, and we're now back testing those levels. If we close below 234.09 at the end of the week, we will back test and reject from those exponential resistances, and we will look to test this weekly middle Bollinger Band, which will be in the mid 231s next week. So all depends on where we close this week relative to those exponential moving averages. A good start to the week for the bulls, and we still have to confirm this candlestick. This is the bullish reversal candlestick. We need to confirm it with follow through tomorrow. We closed literally right on, well, can't say literally because it's a penny off, but we closed right at that 50-day moving average resistance, over it by 1 penny. That's not convincing to me. Need to see the bulls close above that level again, and the middle Bollinger Band, which rejected the last 3 attempts by the bulls. So still proving that the bulls need to do. IWM, very similar candlestick in terms of the strength that we saw, but here we have a lower high and lower low now, where we broke that low of 133.83 last week. So now we're looking for odds favor another lower high compared to the recent high of 136.92. Had that level held, the bulls could just as easily get back over and break it to the upside, but considering the break already occurred to the downside, it is less likely that the bulls can turn right around and break 136.92 to break the lower high pattern that has been on the daily for the past 2 months. The weekly time frame has lost the middle Bollinger Band. We've been going back and forth with that level, so whenever we see that moving average or any level that goes back and forth in terms of support and then resistance, it doesn't really show a clear level to me, so I don't pay as much attention to it. But I'm watching how we trade relative to these exponential moving averages, same thing as SPY. If we reject from them on the back test, the bears stay in control. We can see the weekly Bollinger Bands are getting very tight, and it does look like a potential little double low here. We have 132.74, and although we did dip below it, the bulls did buy that dip. So we can just put this support line right down here at 132.50, essentially, if we were to roughly estimate, but we've bounced off this level, this support line, about a half dozen times in the past 4 months. Losing that level would be an indication of weakness. QQQ, also seeing the bulls show up. We closed right on the middle Bollinger Band, just below it. Resistance, which rejected the back test as resistance on Thursday. And same thing, closing at the high of the day. Volume is not significant for the bulls, and they have to see confirmation tomorrow with another green day. And the bulls do still have a higher low pattern here on QQQ as we were the strongest. 129.40, higher low at 130.38, keeping the bulls in control. We would have to lose that 129.40 for the bears to take over on the daily time frame, which they have already done, taken over on the daily time frame on SPY and IWM due to the lower highs and lower lows. That has not happened on QQQ yet, because we have been so strong, and we're just coming off of that all-time high just a couple weeks ago. The weekly time frame does still have the exponential supports on the verge of a bearish MACD and a bearish TCG cross if we lose those exponential supports, but as of right now, the bulls are still clinging to those levels and have been holding them for the past 4.5 months. So I appreciate you watching. We'll check back in tomorrow and see if we get that confirmation for the bulls. Have a great night.